response to the American spying program. He's to order steps to modify the bulk data program so that a judicial finding is required. That's just one of the things that's emerged ahead of the speech. The announcement that Barack Obama is to make comes as fresh revelations emerged today in a British newspaper that the National Security Agency has collected and stored almost 200 million texts a day, just the latest revelations, to be leaked from documents provided by the former NSA contractor Edward Snowden. For more on the story, I'm joined by an international law specialist, Lana Comorier. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. Hello, Lana. Tell us, first of all, we're waiting for these announcement of these changes, and we're starting to get a sense of what some of those changes are going to be.
Yes, there have been a few leaks about President Obama's speech that's going to take place a few hours from now, later today. 4 main steps are reportedly due to be announced. The first, Barack Obama is expected to announce the creation of a new post, a new position, a public advocate before the FISC. Now, the FISC, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, are these secret courts that approve the tapping of the communications of foreigners. So apparently a public advocate would be created to defend privacy in front of these secret courts so that someone will be speaking for privacy and not just for security. The second step, apparently some protections will be extended to foreigners because foreigners are particularly the target of foreign intelligence collection in the United States, and they have less protection than Americans do. A third element would be increased oversight of the process used to approve the wiretapping of foreign leaders. We remember the scandal that had come out when it was revealed that Angela Merkel's cell phone had been tapped by the US, for instance. And lastly, Barack Obama should be asking Congress to deliberate about the appropriate boundaries for the collection of telephone information. So those are the 4 things that have been leaked so far, to be confirmed later.
Now, will they, the idea presumably, Lana, is that they will go some way towards pacifying much of the international outrage that's been caused by the revelations. You mentioned Angela Merkel. Dilma Rousseff, the Brazilian president, has also made clear her anger. These revelations over the course of the last few months have caused the United States a tremendous amount of damage with regard to its allies.
They have, and they've raised new calls for privacy. Draft resolutions have been floated at the United Nations. Germany has spoken of adopting new laws, Brazil as well, as you mentioned. I'm not sure how far these new announcements today will go towards appeasing the US's international partners, and I'm not sure how far they will go towards appeasing privacy advocates. To me, these changes are less significant than billed. We'll need to talk about them in the detail, but the position, for example, of public advocate before the FISC does not address the main issue, which is that the FISC is a secret court. The secrecy itself is a problem. We don't know how much information this public advocate will have, whether he will be able to speak to the witnesses, whether he will be able to see classified evidence. We don't know how much this procedural change is going to mean, really. About the other measures, we don't know enough yet. And as for asking Congress to deliberate on the amount of data collected, well, it seems like Barack Obama is really punting to Congress on the most significant issues. So I don't think these changes are that significant overall.
And you mentioned the view within the United States by privacy advocates. I mentioned earlier the view from abroad, but within the United States, how significant has this been as an issue?
I think it's been a very significant issue. Privacy groups have certainly leapt at it. There have been legal challenges against the NSA data collection programs. Now, the outcome of these legal challenges still remain to be seen. But in the past few years, and I'm thinking of one legal challenge by Amnesty International back in 2008, these have not been successful in front of American courts. And recently, a New York court actually deemed the NSA data collection programs lawful. So there has been some reaction, but I don't think it has been extremely effective so far. I don't think it's been given much effectivity by American courts. And as for the public's reaction, I found it more muted than one could expect. Perhaps the concern for security is foremost in people's minds.
Finally, of course, Lana, these announcements are to be made in the context of revelations that continue to come out. Part of by definition, I suppose, the fact that these leaked documents were so plentiful, the fact that the revelations will come out, sort of the drip effect of more and more being known, make it harder for the American administration really to come back and act decisively enough?
I think so. I think part of what the speech is trying to do is trying to restore confidence in the US data collection programs, restore confidence rather than actually curb the programs. And that's going to be very hard to do in a context where today it's been revealed that billions of text messages have been collected. Yesterday it was revealed that the NSA was also hacking into 100,000 computers worldwide via a secret radio network, not even using the internet. So these things keep on coming out. And Snowden and the journalists he's been working with have said the worst revelations are yet to come. So I think Barack Obama has his work cut out for him if he really wants to restore confidence in American intelligence agencies.
Lana Camarier, thank you very much indeed. We'll, of course, continue to follow events and the announcements when they're made by the president himself. But thank you very much indeed for being with us today. It is time now for a look at the